Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss anti-emetic drugs, and it is used for the treatment of vomiting and nausea. The drug under this classification are serotonin 5-H3 receptor antagonist. Then we have H1 antihistamine drugs, and the third classification in this category is anticholinergic drugs. How they act, the main thing is that they act on the vestibular system. And what is the function of vestibular system? The function of vestibular is to provide the balance of your body, and the main thing is that these receptors or these vestibular system contain receptors like H1 receptors and M1 receptors, and they are responsible for maintaining the balance of the body. And we also have this is known as the vomiting center, and they are connected with the vestibular system. They are also connected with the chemoreceptor trigger zone, which consists of D2 receptors and 5-H3 receptors. And then they controlling through these chemoreceptor trigger zone or through vestibular system. So when we take a look of serotonin 5-H3 receptors antagonist, what they are doing, we know that they are at the chemoreceptor trigger zone, and actually they are blocking these receptors so that to stop the vomiting. So in this case, the drug that is available is ondansetron, granisterone, dolasterone, and palonsterone. To memorize the name of the drug, the suffix is SETRON. So you can memorize the sterone suffix so that you can memorize the name of the drugs. Their half-life is 4 to 9 hours, and they are selective 5-HT3 receptor antagonist. The drug can be given once daily by oral or intravenous route, but they are having undergo hepatic metabolism and eliminated by renal and hepatic excretion. So by blocking the 5-HT3 receptor on the extrinsic intestinal, vagal, and spinal afferent nerves, they stop the vomiting. But they don't have any effect on the esophageal or gastric motility, but they may slow the colonic transit time. The clinical use of the drug is it is used as chemotherapy, especially in drug-induced nausea and vomiting, because some of the drugs, such as drug are using cancer treatment, they can induce vomiting. So they are used for the treatment of nausea and vomiting caused by the chemotherapy, and they also used for post-operative and post-radiation nausea and vomiting. But they are having the adverse effect, although they have excellent safety profile, but they still cause headache, dizziness, constipation, and they may prolong the QT interval. What is QT interval? QT interval is used to measure the electrical properties of the heart, and it is the time from the start of the Q wave to the end of the T wave, and it represents the time taken for ventricular depolarization and repolarization, effectively the period of ventricular systole from ventricular isovolumetric contraction to isovolumetric relaxation. We will discuss in detail in the cardiovascular system. How they work? They work on vagal afferent neuron from the medulla or spinal afferent neuron from the spinal cord, and you can see that these neurons from the medulla or from the spinal cord, they are connected to the mucosa, especially in the submucosal plexus and mesenteric plexus. This is another picture of vagal nerves, and they are showing you that these vagal nerves and the spinal cord nerves, they are present abundant in the intestine. So the irritation of the gastrointestinal mucosa by chemotherapy, radiation therapy, infection caused by some agents, they tend to release mucosal serotonin and activation of these receptors, which stimulates vagal afferent and then input to the vomiting centers to activate chemoreceptor trigger zone. So what we are doing that we are trying to block the release of the mucosal serotonin, and we are trying to inhibit the destimulation so that to stop the vomiting. The drug used for the treatment, especially for anti-emetic drug, is ondansetron. It is used for prophylaxis of chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting. The dose is given initially is 8 milligram, given 0.5 to 2 hours prior to chemotherapy, given half hour to 1 or 2 hours prior to chemotherapy, followed by 8 milligram after 8 to 12 hours for adults. It is also used for post-operative nausea and vomiting, with the dose recommended 16 milligram given as single dose 1 hour prior to anesthesia. The other classification of the drugs, the other two classification of the drugs are H1 receptor anti. The other two classification of drugs are H1 antihistamines and anticholinergic drugs. It consists of diphenylhydramine, meclizine, and atropine. They are limited by some of their adverse effects, such as dizziness, sedation, confusion, dry mouth, cycloplegia, urinary retention. Viloxin is actually used for pregnancy-associated nausea and vomiting, and it is used in combination form with meclizine 25 milligram and pyridoxine 50 milligram per tablet, and one tablet has been given in one night. And meclizine is actually H1 antihistaminic agent with minimum anticholinergic properties and having less sedation effect, and it is also used for the prevention of motion sickness and the treatment of vertigo. The other example in anticholinergic drugs is scopolamine, which block the muscarinic receptors in the vestibular system, and therefore halting the signaling to the CNS system. As we mentioned before, if we go to the previous slides, and when we're talking about the vestibular system, and we know that it also contains muscarinic receptors, M1 receptors, and that are responsible for triggering the vomiting centers. So these drugs are anticholinergic. They are blocking the muscarinic receptors in the vestibular system to avoid the vomiting. The effects will be having blurred visions, dry mouth, constipation, confusion, urinary retention, and tachycardia. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again.